Hey there folks, it's been a while since the Bad Moms review, but you know, that's what happens when, IRL gets in the way of these reviews, but it is what it is. Today, I'm watching the cinematic debut release of Doctor Strange starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Now, we all know the story about Doctor Strange, a gifted neurosurgeon that loses the use of his hands in a horrendous car accident, but he also discovers he serves a greater purpose in life, and with gifts he didn't know he even had. And considering this is Cumberbatch, you know this is going to be quality. In over 2 hours, you will know my exact thoughts on if it is strangely good. Well, welcome to the spoiler review. If you came by this one, and not the spoiler-free review, link in the description. I'll wait, I'll get, stop this video right here because the spoiler review will begin in about 5 seconds. Okay, we're good. I'm going to talk about the cast members to start off with. Benedict Cumberbatch steals the performance in spades. He not only looks the part, but he gets the American accent down perfectly. And Strange is a guy who's brilliantly gifted, but he's also got a ton of arrogance and ego to boot. And it's seeing somebody who once stood atop a perch be humbled in not being able to use his gifts through his hands and actually go about. It is a quest in a sense, but it's not one of these that takes years. It seems to just go over days. Now, for all I know, it probably could have been weeks to months, but it is what it is. And it's a thing when you look at Cumberbatch in the design of what we know of Stephen Strange, with the goatee and the cloak of levitivity and the other various parts of the costume. It's like you're not looking at Cumberbatch, you're looking at Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. She's not a traditional choice based upon what was in the comics, and to be fair, I didn't have a problem with her performance. From what I remember seeing of the 2007 animated movie, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, it pretty much follows a very similar template, and the Ancient One's portrayal in that is pretty much more or less the same as Tilda Swinton's. The difference is her version has a little bit more of a sense of humour. It's a slight more human touch with it. And again, I thought she did alright. Chiwetel Ejiofor, please say down below in the comment section if I pronounce that wrong. My bad. As Mordor, he really seems like a very wise and knowledgeable mentor figure to Strange, as he has his own questions about, where did the Ancient One get her powers from, what he feels should be done with regards to the work that they do. And he's very surprised at the very progressive rate that Strange is learning the mystic arts, which makes sense with Strange saying he has a photographic memory, so he's able to remember a lot of detail so quick. Benedict Wong as Wong, from what I remember of his versions from things like the 90s animated series of Spider-Man, where Wong and Strange, show up in a Spider-Man episode that was, centered around Mary Jane being brainwashed by by Baron Mordo's army, for lack of a better word. It should be an interesting thing to note that George Takei actually voiced Wong in that episode. A little bit of trivia. Again, Wong was really downplayed. He comes across as this very stoic figure with little to no sense of humour. But it's only towards the end of the movie you actually hear him laugh for the first time. Everyone's like, "The fudge?" Rachel McAdams as Christine. You know, here's a really, really good actress, and I appreciate it's just following the pretext of, you know, what has gone before in the comics, where she doesn't really play that much presence within the same context of Strange or the Ancient One, but she's pretty much there as Strange's conscience or common sense, for lack of a better word, saying how she won't do certain things with him because she knows what he's like as a person and whatnot, despite the fact that, you know, this is a very, very gifted man. So I think Rachel definitely got the performance that the makers were looking for. Visually, this movie is a mind-bender. If I had to describe the visual effects, it's like Inception meets Tron Legacy. When you look at Inception, where buildings form, you know, rotate within the panel, but then you get the sorcerers using the visual effects like it's a more mystic version of the visual effects from Tron Legacy. You kind of get that vibe from it. But they do give the visuals this very, like I say, this very mystic, this is what could happen if they ever turned Slayers into a live-action movie, which I still think is overdue, but that's just me for you. The score is awesome. Really helps elevate the mood and the template, or the tempo of what they were looking to do with this. There is a post-credit scene at the end of this where Strange is talking to Thor, whilst, you know, Strange is having a cup of tea, Thor is having a beer in a glass about this big, which is Strange, because he's been, you know, violating the laws of physics and nature, he's actually refilling the glass, which I thought, okay, that's kind of cute. And it's obviously setting up for Thor Ragnarok, where Loki is on Earth and they're looking for Odin. So that'll be intriguing, and the thing I didn't stick around for was the end credits scene where Mordo is going around stealing people's powers, saying that there's too many sorcerers on Earth and, you know, we need less. Because obviously he learns that the Ancient One is drawing her power from the Dark Realm, which is the source of her immortality. And it changes everything he's ever known about her, and he's just like, forget this. The Avengers are name-dropped, but it's very brief, near the beginning of the movie, where they say, the Avengers fight a physical opposition, whereas we deal with things on the astral plane. I felt with the big bad Dormammu, it looked a little too CG. I appreciate that you're dealing with things in mysticism, but I would have preferred to see something that the eye could believe what they were doing. And whilst we're on that subject, I just like how Strange was just being a total troll towards the opposition. He's like, because everything was being, because he managed to program a loop with his enchanted necklace, which also happens to be an infinity stone in there, which I thought, that's intriguing. And it's just that the way he's got everything going on a loop, where Dormammu's killing, you know, making him lose time and time again. He keeps coming back, and he's just like, what is going on? And he goes, well, I've got it in a loop, so you can keep doing this. This just means is, all that means is this, you know, that you're my prisoner. And I'm like, dude! But, you know, seriously, you know, power, damn. But yeah, I thoroughly recommend this movie. I think this is actually one of those kind of unexpected surprises that we weren't expecting it to be this good, but that's just a testament to the writers and of course Cumberbatch himself for just knocking out the part. The only thing I found was he was a little bit overpowered in the sense of, I mean, I appreciate there are some people who are fast learners, I will admit that, but he learnt how to master his techniques just that little bit too quick. I would have liked to have seen maybe more scenes where he's slowly understanding what he's trying to do, and it just went, he became a little too advanced. I felt like he was Gokuing it, you know, accelerated way too quick, but that's neither here nor there. All that said, Doctor Strange gets, dang, that was good. Until next time, folks, signing off from Real Features.